What's up, guys? This week's Champion Trends feature Tristana, Kassadin, Ahri, Ezreal, Morgana, and Kayle. I'm Lindsay Geektron with Zam Network, and this is LolKing's League Trends. Let's dive into Summoner's Rift. This week, the increases in pick rates has Tristana at the top of the list, with Ahri, Gragas, Kha'Zix, and Alistar rounding it out. This explosive yordle has made her way onto the Rift as one of the more popular carries for this patch. There are a few reasons as to why. Ever since the AD item changes a few patches ago, Tristana got an indirect buff. The Megling Gunner has a few different builds she can utilize depending on the situation. She can rush a static shiv for early wave clear, a Borg for a mid-game spike, or an IE for early lane dominance. Truth be told, however, it doesn't really matter what you start off with. In the end, Tristana becomes a hyper carry with her insane range and attack speed. With the nerfs to self-sustain on other carries, Tristana can capitalize on good trades with the healing reduction from her explosive shot. This means that the early game harass from Tristana will be there to stay on her opponents. This lets her win lanes easier and gives her a higher chance of bursting down a target for a quick kill. We should be seeing her cause mayhem for quite some time. Oh goody. Decreases in pick rates this week show Kayle down almost 2% from last week. Caitlyn, Twitch, Kassadin, and Draven follow up. So Kassadin is one of the most annoying champions to deal with, and I think Riot may agree due to how many times he's been reworked. On the Rift, the Voidwalker is a huge pain, mostly because of how much mobility he has from his ultimate Rift Walk. However, with Riot constantly working on him, there's been a few small changes that might have influenced his pick rate. The big one? Netherblade's cooldown has been increased from 6 seconds to 9 seconds. What this does is change how many times Netherblade procs during a skirmish or team fight. The 3-second increase could mean the difference between 1 proc or 2. Another recent change is to Kassadin's Force Pulse. At max rank, it has a 3-second 50% slow. Now it is a 90% slow with a 1-second duration. If the target has some mobility in their kit, it renders the slow essentially useless. Overall though, Kassadin is still pretty frustrating to deal with. He's still hard to catch, and he has options to either build melting face damage or tank. Some people even play him on the top lane as a bruiser. Most likely, he's going to be banned in nearly every competitive game and solo queue game near you. This guy, man. Champions on the increase in win rates this week include Lucian, Ahri, Alistar, Kha'Zix, and Galio. The Nine-Tailed Fox is trying to charm her way back onto the Rift. Recently, her mana cost on Orb of Deception was decreased by 15 for every rank, and the AP ratio was slightly increased by 5%. This means that Ahri will be able to spam her orb more often, which gives her poke, wave clear, and sustain. With how popular Twisted Fate is again, Ahri is becoming relevant as a counter to the Cardmaster. Ahri's build path is situational. Similar to LeBlanc, Ahri is a very mobile assassin, so building a DFG is usually a priority. Building Athene's first is when cooldown reduction and sustained damage is called for. With an Athene's, instead of assassinating someone, you can poke people down and then go in and finish them off. All in all, Ahri isn't the flavor of the month, but she's still viable and will still delete you when you least expect it. Decreases in win rates this week show Soraka, Singed, and Ezreal all tied for the dubious honor of first. Kassadin and Gangplank followed close behind. Even though the Prodigal Explorer's win rate has dipped, he's still seeing some action across all regions and even in competitive play. Due to his arcane shift, Ezreal will arguably be the safest carry on the Rift, as he has multiple ways to escape or to catch up to a target. Ezreal always has a way to farm, even if he is losing lane. His Mystic Shot has a 1150 range with short cooldown, which allows him to last hit minions from a distance. To put in some perspective, 1150 is almost 3 times the distance of Flash, equals good luck trying to escape damage. With regards to builds, Ez is similar to Lucian. Both carries can, annoyingly, build almost any item and have it work for him. The most optimal build on Ez is the Triforce Rush, as it fits perfectly with his kit. He can easily make use of Sheen with his spammable abilities, and he scales with all of the given stats. In a team fight, Ezreal can use Arcane Shift to reposition himself, but his damage relies heavily on his ability to hit Mystic Shot. Keep an eye out for this guy in-game, as he'll unexpectedly delete your team, and then you'll be asking yourself if this was Season 2. The increases in ban rates this week include Gragas, Tristana, Lulu, Lucian, and Morgana. Morgana has been a very popular, very contested support now more than ever. Why? mostly because of how well she can do against the newest support on the Rift, Braum. Morgana is used as a counter pick to Braum mostly because of her black shield. In lane, she could poke him with Dark Binding and Tormented Soil. If Braum decides to counterattack, she can pop Black Shield, which negates his CC, and he'll lose the trade. What Braum provides is CC and a front line, but against a Morgana, he's reduced to merely a tank. But wait, there's more! Not only is Morgana good against Braum, she's also really effective against Thresh. Again with Black Shield, she can negate Thresh's full combo, including Death Sentence, Fray, and even the box. A perfectly timed Black Shield combined with Soul Shackles creates a support that not only saves teammates, but also scares the enemy team away with the damage. Those mind games though. Finally, the decreases in ban rates this week has Kayle up first again, down another 19% from last week. Jax, Kassadin, Skarner, and Maokai complete the list. Kayle's ban rate continues to plummet, following her reign as one of the more dominant top laners. She was repeatedly first picked or banned in almost every competitive match. What made Kayle a popular pick was due to the fact that she can apply so much pressure in the top lane against all of the meta champions. After the last set of nerfs to her kit, however, this angel has fallen and may struggle to recover. She's all but disappeared from competitive play after the last set of nerfs, abandoned for other champions like Nidalee and Gragas. Perhaps this means we'll see a return of mid lane Kayle, where she'll have an easier time scaling. Kayle is not nearly as dominant in lane, and her utility was nerfed with the increased cooldown of intervention. For now, Kayle will have to be content getting outshined by her sister on the Rift. Gosh, I know how that feels. And that does it for this week's show. Please be sure to check back every week for the latest League of Legends, picks, bans, and win rates. Please be sure to like and comment below if you enjoyed this video. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, LolKing.net, for more great content. I'm Lindsay Geektron. You can follow me on Twitter at Lindsay Geektron. Thanks everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.